Hey, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Woohoo! Man, these weeks are just ticking by so fast. I don't know about you, but they've been just flying by here. Like, technically, this is the second week in September already. Hi, Marni. Good to see ya. First one here. There should almost be a prize for the first one. I bet you agree with that. So, yeah. Very hot. I have to close the window so it's not super noisy. So I have the fan blowing. I hope that's not too noisy here. But yeah, procrastination. Holy moly. Hey, Sabrina. Good to see ya. So who here procrastinates? Paula. Hey, hottie. Ooh, that's great. Yeah. So who procrastinates here? Anyone? And if you do you know why? Do you know why you procrastinate? Yeah. Oh my God, me. Yeah. Yeah. So why do you procrastinate? That's kind of a tough question sometimes, right? Hey, Susan. Good to see you. Sydney's here. Hello. So procrastination is my nemesis and best friend all at the friggin' same time. So weird. Awkwardness. Oh, okay. That's a good reason. Raph! Hey, my friend. So good to see you. Do you procrastinate? I bet you do too. We all do, right? And why? There's like three main reasons why. And as I said, the first two don't count, right? Like the first one, the first kind of the go-to one is, at least in my world, feels like lack of clarity, right? I don't know. So we just don't do anything, right? You don't procrastinate? I see a winky face there, I think. Just think of something simple like, and my daughter and I are like, let's go out to eat. Okay. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you feel like? I don't know. Anyone have that happen? I don't know. And then we kind of sit there, an hour goes by and nothing. So lack of clarity, that's procrastination. And yeah, number two in my world, Sabrina, is overwhelm. Too many things to do, too many choices. And like Susan, yeah, I procrastinate all the friggin' time. At least I used to. And I'm not saying I don't anymore, because I still do, because, let's see, time is ticking, and I got to be out of here in a month and a couple of weeks. So I better get on clearing this place out. But, it's tough to kind of, well, for one, there's, lack of clarity. I don't know. What do I need to start with first? Or overwhelm. Oh my God, everything needs to be done, right? But those two don't actually count. The most logistical reason that people don't really think about that people procrastinate is fear. Fear is the baseline for procrastination. And, initially you might be thinking, no, it's overwhelm, it's this and that, but really it's fear. Think about it. You might want to plan to do something. You've been planning for months or since COVID started that I'm going to get online and I'm going to start doing my business online. And there's excuses. Oh, I don't have clarity, or, oh, there's too much to do. But what it really is fear, the capital F. Yeah, fear. I know. And it's almost like, is that all? Right? Fear. I eat fear for breakfast. No, you wouldn't want to eat fear for breakfast. You are what you eat. You don't want that. But me and acronyms, I come up with an acronym for fear, a different one than last time. And this one is feel energy and run. You run the opposite direction. You're like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. Right? Yes. Raphael, bang on. I'm afraid of my dirty dishes. I know. Mine sit there sometimes for days. And it's like, I don't want to do it. And they grow, and I get more anxious, and I get more angry when I see that. And I'm like, this is not conducive of good healing energy. But I do that too. Sabrina, everything comes from either a place of love or a place of fear. Yes, that's very logical. But sometimes fear just isn't logical. So what are some of the things that cause the fear? You know, taking my example, I'm going to go online, I'm going to start a business. Fear of failure. It could be anything, you know, well, except with the dirty dishes. You're not going to fail at the dirty dishes, but, and yeah, the pile gets bigger. Exactly. Oh, yeah. But fear of failure, of trying that thing you've never tried before. And sure, it might be, I don't know what to do, or, there's too many things to choose from. But really, the underlying thing is fear of failure, or fear of being judged, right? Paula Marianne Williamson says fear is our greatest, fear of our greatest success. I have trouble reading today. Yeah, because what if, holy crap, what if we succeeded? Then what? Then what? Fear of the unknown. You know, what if I do succeed? What if I make a lot of money? If people are going to be beating down my door wanting to borrow money from me, and you know me, I can't say no. It's awkward and uncomfortable, right? Or yes, or fear of our own light, because who knows what it's going to attract? Who's going to be attracted to that light? And you know, the unknown is very scary. Of being more glorious than we could have imagined. Yeah, fear of being seen as bragging, or you know, fear of being seen in general, right? All of those things underlie procrastination. And I'm talking obviously about the big things in life, not talking about the dirty dishes in the sink, or the bird cages that need to be cleaned. You know, I mean, that's procrastination too. And it's not really fear. Those are related maybe to just, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. That's a different topic for another time. But yes, of the big things, so much unknown. It's scary. But, you know, really, sometimes when you go on an adventure, you don't want to know everything. Like if you want going to watch a good movie, people have told you lots about it, and they're like, I'm not going to tell you the end because it's really good. You wouldn't want to start that by knowing the whole story. That would be boring, right? So why can't we approach life like, sure, there's unknowns, but hey, what if it's something really exciting? Something I haven't even dreamed of. That kind of puts a different spin on it, doesn't it? But we tend to go to the fear base, and it's kind of wired into us, you know, back in caveman days, to be afraid of things we don't know. But we got the memo. We ain't caveman no more. We ain't, you know, cave women, right? We're not, but it's still within us. We carry it through generation to generation to generation, right? And it boils down to mindset. Yes, totally does. And people, you know, roll their eye, mindset, oh, the buzzword. Well, it's true. We get set in our mind about things. We have the power to shift our beliefs to serve us. That's what it boils down to, shifting your belief. And it's easier said than done most times. It takes acknowledging, you know, these things we need to change, like procrastination. And it takes knowing what beliefs we have in place that we need to kind of cut down and say, you know what, those are habit thoughts. You know, we think of habits like habits of, you know, eating chips after 8, or, you know, whatever, different habits that we do. But what about mind habits? Those are beliefs. Some beliefs are good, just as we have some good habits, drinking lots of water and getting a decent amount of sleep and blah, blah, blah. But there's also thought habits that are beliefs, and we have the power to shift them. And it takes a little bit at a time. And then there's the mindset of, oh, but Lorraine, it's going to be too hard. I can't do it. I don't have the willpower. It has nothing to do with willpower. It's just reprogramming the wiring in your brain. Well, not the wiring, but you know what I mean. It's reprogramming. And it just takes thinking about things and allowing yourself to almost step back from what you're thinking about to see it and go, I'm getting into that, that groove, that record that keeps skipping to the same spot over and over. Time to reprogram that, right? What are you saying, Sabrina? They say beliefs are just thoughts we think over and over. Pretty much, right? So we've programmed that belief into our brain. So subconsciously, we're not even really thinking about it. We instantly just react to things, whether it's a thought reaction, an emotional reaction, or a physical reaction. And really, when you have all three, that really sets that program into place. So it takes kind of disassembling it for the thing that's causing the negative mindset or the negative habit, is taking all those apart, dissecting all of those things, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what your body is doing at the time, and just kind of seeing, reverse engineering it a little bit, and shifting the triggers enough that allow you to rewrite that program. And it takes effort, yeah, but anything worthwhile takes effort, right? If everything was too easy, and sometimes it can be that way, we get into the same thing over and over, and we get complacent with it. And then when we're not looking, subconscious takes over, and we go back into that groove that was there since our childhood. It's still going to be, when we're not paying attention, it's still going to be the thing that causes us to kind of go back to that habit, even if months have gone by. How many of you have changed your habit for like months on end? Back before I quit for good, when I smoked, I'd stopped smoking for like 10 months, a year and a half, whatever. And I thought, I got this. And then next thing you know, I'm like, what? I'm buying a pack of smokes? What? Because you figure, it takes 21 days to change a habit. That's a bunch of malarkey. It takes a lot longer to do that. It takes more effort than just saying, I'm going to change this habit and just keep doing it. We have to address the different things that are going on in our life at the time, right? How many of you have smoked and quit smoking, and then something really stressful happened in your life, and bam, you're back to smoking again, right? So we go back to these things that it's for some reason give us comfort. And it's not that it gives us comfort because it's good for us. It gives us comfort because, well, just using the smoking thing, it relaxes us. We've convinced ourselves it relaxes us and calms us down. Anything, eating a bucket of ice cream when we're feeling sad, things that we do that aren't good for us, but they give us comfort in the moment. Those are bad habits, unfortunately. But sorry, Melissa, a habit takes 12 to 21 days to make or break it. Well, actually, it takes longer. Apparently, it takes like 67 days to create a habit. And still, we have to be mindful of these things that can come in sideways that cause us subconsciously to kind of go back and just want to curl up with whatever that bad habit was, because it's what we know before, and it kind of reminds us of times where we felt safe. Safe. There's that word, the opposite of fear, right? Feel energy and run in the opposite direction. Fear. It does take practice and realignment. Yeah. And realignment takes conscious effort. Conscious effort for sure. We have to replace them, but it's hard. Yeah, but it's hard as a mindset. Oh, Raphael always gets mad at me about that. You and your mindset, right? Addictions, lifelong battle. Yeah. And addictions can be the big bad, or it can be the simpler ones, like addicted to buying too many Oracle cards, things like that. Excuse me. But addictions are habits, and it's things that in some warped way bring us comfort. And then, of course, we think, well, what's the harm in that? Right? It's only harmful, well, one, if it's health related, but for two, if on one hand we're doing it, on the other hand, we're judging and beating ourselves up for it, right? It's either go in wholeheartedly, jump in with both feet and go, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm enjoying it. But if you're of two minds, oh, I'm doing this, but oh, I shouldn't, you're adding more negativity to that as well, right? I got lots of laughs and yeah. What else was I going to say? Good thing I write notes. So 4 steps to overcome procrastination is 1, be honest. Be honest with yourself, right? What stops you from doing this thing? What causes you to procrastinate? And the underlying thing, as we discovered, is fear. So what is the fear more important than actually doing? Because maybe it is. Maybe that's our excuse. We don't want to go wherever we need to go because, we don't want to deal with those people or whatever. So then it's deciding, well, then I'm just not going to do it. And then you've made a decision. Then you're not procrastinating anymore. You maybe procrastinated deciding, but now you've made the decision. No, I'm not going to go. Boom, done. If only it was this easy all the time. So that's 1. Be honest with yourself. There you go. Wise woman, life is too short. Live it now. Do it. Just do it. I should have had a glass of wine right here now, but I don't yet. I got water. Starts with a W, so there we go. So 1 is be honest. 2 is face the fear. So you've already been honest with it. Face it. Breathe into it. Feel it. And ground it, because it's energy, right? And then tap. If you've been following me for a while, you know about emotional freedom technique or tapping. Tapping can really help to release that initial yucky energy. It's very, very beneficial. Paula Marie, I offer myself grace and say, it's just not a today thing. Something that we make. Sometimes I think we make agendas in life that are dictated by society, and we give ourselves permission to give ourselves grace. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, a lot of times we've said yes before we've really given thought to our energy about it. And that's true. So then we procrastinate on actually doing it. Yeah, it makes sense. We got to learn to please ourselves first, not at the detriment of everyone else, but at the benefit of our own well-being. So that makes a difference, right? So, Raph, cheers. Hey, Jesslyn. Cute. All right. So 1, be honest. 2 is face the fear, breathe through it, ground the energy, tap through it. I'm feeling this fear. Like, live it, allow it. And as soon as you acknowledge it, it's not quite as big as it was. It's just like when you were little and the lights were low in the room or off and you saw this big looming thing in the shadows and you're like, oh my God, and you make it so much scarier than it is. And then mom comes and flicks the light on and it's just a big pile of clothes at the end of the bed. Once you illuminate the fear, it takes a lot of the energy out of it. Sometimes realistically, it's still there in the light of day, but when you have tools to work with, that's the point of facing things. You don't just face it blindly. You face it with your tool pouch of techniques that you use. Breathing is a big one. Just breathe and get it out. Feel it. Open your heart. That's a really big one. So that's the third step, is expand the possibilities. What if it really isn't as bad as I think? What if I can just open up and bring love to the situation? And that, even if it dissipates it a little bit, you can feel the difference. And already you're kind of like, oh, I think I can handle this. It's more doable now. It's like after worrying all night and you finally fall asleep and you wake up and in the next morning, you're like, it really isn't as bad as I thought. We tend to over exaggerate things. I got to catch up. I was on my soapbox. Let me get down. Oh, hi, Jackie. Let me pop you up here. Your timing on this topic is impeccable for my ears. Thanks. Cheers. I'm having a glass of red for you. Awesome. We still have to get together. Telling you. Yeah, well, I'm glad, because this is a topic so close to my heart. You know, we know it. We're logical. We're what's the word? I can't think of it, but you know, it all makes sense, but yet it's still tough to get out of procrastination. Hey, Maureen, good to see you. Paula Marie, one of my white tattoos are the words "Amazing Grace." We give everyone else grace, but not ourselves. Yes, I love that. So that's one of the light ones you can't really see, right? That's just for you. That's really cool. Yeah, and when we do that, we give ourselves that opportunity to just shift things, right? So the 4 ways to overcome procrastination is, one is to be honest with yourself, what's stopping you, and in the end, it's probably fear. So is the fear more important than doing the thing? And 2, it's face the fear, breathe through it, ground, do some tapping on it to kind of dissipate it. And 3 is expanding the possibilities from a heart-centered point of view. And 4th and final is make a plan. Take little baby steps. What small thing can you do to work toward that thing you want to do? And then mark it on your calendar. Mark it on an agenda. Put it down somewhere that you'll do it. Don't keep it in here. It'll just get mumbled up with everything else. Excuse me. You really need to mark it down on your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. And then 4A, A for accountability. So you want to have a check-in process, whether you tell someone about it and you get them to check in with you, or you've written it on your calendar and you see it coming up and you're like, ooh, I still haven't done that thing. Accountability. That goes a long way. And I find that it's better if someone else is accountable to us than us. Is that the right grammar? We tell someone else about it so they hold us accountable, because if we just leave it up to ourselves, we let ourselves down all the time, right? Am I right? Oh, well, I didn't do the thing. No harm, no foul. It was only me, right? But if somebody else is involved, then we take it more seriously, because we don't want to let other people down, right? So maybe it's something like, well, you know, I'm going to get started on my online business, and when I do that, I'm going to be making a little money. So maybe I'll put $10 and I'm going to buy my friend such and such. So you tell them, this is what I'm going to do. And now you're accountable for it. It's just an example. Okay. Christina. Hi, Christina. Break the habit. Yeah, it sounds easy, right? But that's how we do it. We, you know, and just going back to what I was talking about, you can always watch the replay. It's about reprogramming, you know, their bad habits and things like that. Yeah. So really good topic. Thank you guys for being part of this conversation, because it keeps it real, because sometimes we just think it's just us. We're broken. We're the only ones going through this stuff, but we're not. Every single person here is like, oh my God, that's me. So we, you know, we're human. And And we're allowed to be human, and we're allowed to stumble and fall, and we're allowed to be afraid. But we also have to reach out. And that's that step 4A category, is to ask for help, ask for some accountability, and start small. You know, that doesn't have to be a big, huge project or a marathon. When we have little wins, that helps us to gain confidence in ourselves and go, okay, I am true to my word. Look at me go. And then we can start on the bigger things and work your way up from there. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. So if you want a card pulled, let me know in the comments. Just say me, please. Because I'm just using one deck tonight. My newest deck, Mystical Shaman Oracle. And I haven't really worked with this deck much. I posted on my page 3 cards for you to choose from. And I had shuffled and shuffled and shuffled these things. And I looked afterwards, and the 3 I pulled were basically backwards consecutive ones. But I did shuffle. So I don't know these cards very well. And normally I would procrastinate out of fear, because I'd be like, well, I don't know the cards and I got to know them a little bit. How can I give people readings if I don't know the cards? So I thought, heck, this is the perfect opportunity to put my money where my mouth is about procrastination. So I'm relying on you, guides. Please join me and help me bring some clarity. All right, so let me go back up. I got a whole bunch of heck yeses, and Christina with the K, you're first. So I gotta have them in the right direction. All right, Christina, so tune in to receive just the message you need to about this topic of procrastination. So everything pertains to this topic. So let's see. For Christina, please. The Ancient Ones. Beautiful. So for you, for some reason, genealogy came to mind. Like you've been wanting to check on your family tree and find out more about your past, but you've not really made the time for it because, you know, you're busy. Life is busy, you know, when you got kids and things like that. But I feel like you want to know your past more. Maybe it's a past life regression, or, you know, something along those lines to deal with your ancestry. I wonder if that's what it is. Let me know. That's what came up for you. Jesslyn, you're next. Let's pull one for Jesslyn. Something to do with procrastination. These cards have a real sacred energy to them. The Sorcerer. You know you have magic in you. And I know there's some fear around it. And perhaps it's doubting because of society telling us we don't have those kind of gifts. But you've been wanting to push through them more. And I think practicing what you've already learned instead of continuing to consume more courses in this, that practicing what you have, take some time, mark it on your agenda to sit and wallow in the tools you've learned so far and play with the magic within you. That's what I get. Let's see. Oh, that's what I thought you'd get. Do you know this deck? You got the right one. Look at that. Yeah, it's a powerful deck for sure. All right. I hope that made sense to you. And to you, Christina, let me know. Okay, I got to go back where I was. Raphael. Heck yeah. Okay, here we go. Maybe this has to do with dirty dishes. Okay. You, my friend, get the hummingbird. Beautiful. Small but mighty. That's what comes to me. Sometimes things are happening so fast that you almost can't see them, kind of like the wings of a hummingbird. And you can't see them till they come to pass. So it's making a plan. It's putting that communication out there and trusting your gut that the right things will fall into place. This probably has nothing to do with what the book says about the card, but you know, if you're in our intuitive class, it's like you take that book and you go, dong, and you toss it. So that's the message I got for you anyways. And everybody gets different messages. So if you have anything to add to that, you're always welcome to do that. And Paula Marie. Okay. Soul retrieval. Have you ever been interested in digging into the Akashic records or soul retrieval? You know, this is about procrastination. So what have you been meaning to go back to collect? This is a reminder that is magic that is important in this life for you. There you go. Let me check on messages. I just knew it would be about that. There, see? You got to hone that. Awesome. Christina, makes sense. I've been curious of knowing more about relatives on my mom's side, her dad, if she has siblings, also curious of my past life. Well, good. So you guys, these messages are here to tell you to get over the fear and look into them, right? You're welcome, Raph. Okay. Back up. Where are we here? I should just go with where I am. So Paula Marie. Okay, Marni. Marni's next. Here we go. For Marni, what's Marni been procrastinating on? The crow. For some reason, getting together with a group of people doing crafts came to mind. I have no idea why and why that has to do with crow, but that's just what popped in my head. To me, crow is very intelligent. They're also very social. So perhaps the procrastination is around being with other like-minded people. It feels like celestial rhythms and cycles as well. That's what I'm picking up. You know, they're new cards, so I'm doing my best here. I hope that makes sense. Sabrina. Okay. All right, here we go. And Sherry also. Sherry? Where's Sherry? Sherry wants a card? Okay. I'll do Sabrina first. Sabrina. Oh, beautiful card. I haven't even seen all the cards. The beloved. Look at all the hearts. I'm trying to think of what this has to do with procrastination. Maybe you need to go on, a date with hubs. Maybe spending some time together, being romantic, remembering what it was like, the spark of when you first got together. That brought you together as a couple. I'm going to say it's that. Take it as you will. Okay. All right. So Sherry. All right. Let's do card for Sherry. Ooh, cool. The spiral. So it's almost like there's been a lot of things going around and around, and that's been causing procrastination because of the overwhelm of it. But focus on the center. It's not a heart, but it kind of looked like it to me, a heart in the center. Focus on what really matters to you, and the rest will fall away and allow you to find the steps straight to it without going around and around. You'll get straight to it. Take a straight path. Hope that makes sense. Susan. Okay, here you go. These are nice cards. I'm looking forward to getting to know them a little better. But this helps. Thanks for letting me get to know them better. The serpent. Shedding skin. Shedding who you once were and allowing your new skin to show of who you are. Serpent also represents healing. You're in the healing arts now. Stepping out of the fear of it that keeps you stuck in procrastination, and put yourself out there as the person you are now. Letting go of who you used to be. And it's not saying who you were was bad. It's we're all up leveling all the time. But we kind of get stuck in the comfort zone of how we used to be. So to me, this is just saying it's okay to let go of that, to honor it, to say thank you for that part of my life. Now I'm ready to shed that skin and move on. There you go. Jackie. All right. Kind of makes it easy. There's only one deck to choose from, hey? This is for Jackie. The mystical shaman. There's been some circumstances that have been in your life, and you've been kind of seeing it from a practical perspective, and it's time to look at it for the magic that it is, because your guides want you to see that magic and understand that you are connected to that symbolism that's very present in your life. And I think you already do, but I think there's deeper levels to it that maybe studying up on it a little more will give you that clarity and that magical energy that you need in your life right now. All right. How are we doing here, people? Everyone doing good? You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. What does Sabrina say? We definitely could use that. We've been putting off going to the drive-in like we used to years ago. Thank you very much. Yeah, and we have a drive-in here. So good. Now you have date night. All right. And yes, I will get to you who have asked. Let me just go back up so I make sure I get everybody. All right. So Maureen. Here you go for Maureen. To do with procrastination. That's the topic of this Wellness Wednesday. Interesting. Middle world. And for me, middle world is about the world we live in now, like if we think of shamanism, there's the lower world, middle world, upper world. Middle world is now, but it's from a different perspective. So I think it's seeing your life that you're living right now from a renewed perspective. Like thinking outside of that bubble and seeing that magic that is around you that you just are too close to it to notice. So stepping back, and maybe it's through your art, focusing on the everyday world, but seeing it from a magical point of view. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, it's a powerful deck. I really need to work with it more. It's pretty cool. Sydney, hi. Let's see what we have for Sydney. This came up earlier in the card pulls. Tree of Life. Beautiful. I think it's about allowing yourself to see that everyday sacredness in nature, that maybe you don't give yourself enough time to be in that special place. I think you have a special place you like to go to reconnect in nature. But for whatever reasons, there's just never seems to be the time. I feel that this is, make it a necessity as part of your daily life. Maybe not obviously every day or even every week, but to plan for finding that space. It's going to allow you to dig your roots deep into the earth and release things you need to. Allow you to grow and reach out, reach for your dreams. And then the transformation can happen in ordinary, everyday life. There you go. I hope that makes sense. My gift is a priestess. There you go. You're very welcome. Tina Maria, hello. All right, let's pull a card for you and then share. Oh, Sherry, I got you already. Okay. I hope you were here for it. If not, you'll have to catch the replay, Sherry, but I pulled a card for you. All right, so Tina Maria, what is coming up for you? The Sun. Ooh. Wow. These cards are intense. Like, it's hard to see them in the video, but up close. This one kind of overwhelmed me in a good way. It's like, it feels like burning away things that no longer mean anything to you. It's taking action on moving forward in your life. Finding something sacred that you do that's doing energy, not just being. It's not just the feminine receptive energy. It's the getting out there and doing something with as much energy as you can muster. That you've been holding back on something. And I think this is giving you the energy and the drive to do it. There you go. All right. What's that one for, Sabrina? Oh, you did get it, Sherry. Okay, you're welcome. Beautiful card. Oh, thank you. You know, I'm just learning to get out of my own friggin' way already and just allow the messages to come. And it's interesting when Raph and I do cards together. You have to come on do a Wellness Wednesday with me one of these days, girl. One of these Wednesdays, because it's interesting how there's different messages. And I know when we first started doing it, I would say something and you would, and I'd hear your message, and I'm like, that sounds so much better. Like, why didn't I think of that? And I always thought that we had it had to be the same, but it's not. We're different filters, different filtering energy and messages differently. So it was a real learning experience for me, and I miss doing that. Yes, it is a sacred deck. You're very welcome. Oh, I'm glad that made sense for you, Susan. Good. Good. I hear you. You're welcome. Uh-oh, talking about addictions. Let's see. Sydney, thank you so much. I know the place to go. I received that very well. Yay. Awesome. I like to hear that. Tina Maria, I've been getting that a lot lately. Okay, well, let that light a fire under you. And remember, you know, the 4 steps. The 4th step is accountability. So mark it in your calendar of what you want to do, and then tell people about it. Get them to hold you accountable for these things, and then you will start to move forward. All right. Took me 2 years to get through my emotions around a barbecue. Cleaned it the other day. Tonight I did my first steak on my own during your chat. Yay! Broke through my fear, procrastination, amongst other circumstances. Ooh, I love that. How symbolic is that too? Barbecue fire, you know? Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jackie. That's really cool. Oh, I just love this community. I just love it. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. I value all of you so much. I know it seems like a one-way conversation, but in the comments and just connecting that way, it really means a lot to me with everything in my personal life. I really look forward to times like these. And I'm looking forward to times where we can all gather together as a tribe. I don't know, do a big drum circle somewhere. I really want to connect with everybody in the physical realm, seeing each other. Be so friggin' amazing. And thank you so much. Thank you all so much for being here. And you have a fantastic night and week. And we will see you on the next Wellness Wednesday. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye. Peace.